What's up, Bills Mafia? Today we're going to be talking about what we learned from the Buffalo Bills win over the Las Vegas Raiders this past Sunday. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, what did we learn from the Buffalo Bills win over the Las Vegas Raiders this past Sunday? Well, what we learned is this Buffalo Bills team is still damn good and still should be considered the top dog in the AFC East, in my opinion. Now, of course, there is going to be people that are going to be saying, well, the Dolphins are 2-0. Well, the Jets beat us. Hey, I get that. But it's a long season. And as you guys know from past experience, the Buffalo Bills have always rode the wave and then went on this nice streak of winning towards the end of the regular season. And it always capped off a Buffalo Bills AFC East title for the past 3 seasons. And that's what I expect this year. This is how it goes, guys. The national media will jump all over us. And they will say that, we are done. We are crashing. We are falling off a cliff. And, this team's the next team. And this team's the next team in the East. And until proven otherwise, I don't care what they say. This Buffalo Bills team is the same group of guys, same coaching staff that have continually shown that they are the best team in the East. And I thought week 2 showed me what the Buffalo Bills were all about, especially Josh Allen, especially the coaching staff, and just the adversity that this Buffalo Bills team has to bounce back after a loss, opening week 1 loss on the road, Monday Night Football, and to come back and play a beautiful game. I mean, it really was beautiful as far as penalties, as far as turnovers go, 0. Defensively, stopping the run. There was a lot of good to take away from that game. So let's get to this article. And by the way, shout out to Bills Wire for making this article. All right. What did we learn? Here we go. Very much alive. After losing to the New Jersey Jets, I got to talk to Bills Wire. Love Bills Wire, but y'all keep putting New York Jets. And y'all should know better. I don't know who's writing these articles, but it's New Jersey Jets. All right, get it right, but I love you. So let me restart. After losing to the New Jersey Jets in week 1, the Bills were dead, gone, buried. The AFC East was no longer theirs in playoffs. You must be kidding. Didn't I just say that to you guys? After a 4-touchdown rout of the Raiders, who won their season opener, it's clear Buffalo could still bounce back. And it's still near the tops of the power rankings in the AFC. Yeah, because, you got to respect the Buffalo Bills and what we've done up until this point for the past, 4 seasons, really. You're talking about head coach Sean McDermott's gotten his team to the playoffs 5 out of 6 years. Listen, I'm a little rough on Sean McDermott. This is my last year as far as this me believing that he can do it. But regular season wise, getting us to the playoffs, never been a problem with Sean McDermott. So I definitely trust him and the fact that he can get this team, on the right track to win the AFC East and get us into the playoffs. It's the playoffs that he hits that wall. But we're talking AFC East. We're talking regular season. The Buffalo Bills have proven that they can weather the storm and finish the season off strong, which they've done the past 3 seasons. And listen, Bills Mafia, come on now. We've been down this road before. You want me to take you down memory lane? Okay, sure. Why not? 2020. All right. We all know what happened in 2020, the COVID. Right? Can't say it too loud because YouTube will get me. But that happened, and we went 13-3 that season. And Josh Allen went from a 58% completion percentage to a 60, I think it was 68, 67, somewhere around there. Major jump. Had an MVP type season, right? I think he even got a couple votes. And yeah, we failed in the playoffs, no doubt about it. But in 2021, what do they say before the season started? That most people were saying it was a fluke season because there was no fans, and Josh Allen just had one of those years. He'll digress, he'll digress, he'll go back to what he once was, bad completion percentage, interception, all that bad stuff, right? And 2021 happens, and what happens? We win the division again. But which let me rewind. Actually, 2021 happens, we lose week 1 against the Steelers at home, opening week. And all the critics, right? Buffalo Bills are done. That was a fluke season. Same old offense, stalling, blah, blah, blah. We heard it all, right? What did we wind up doing that season? A little rough season, by the way. But they had the Patriots winning the division at one point, the Dolphins. And we go ahead, we lose that Tampa game, right? And they would go on and win, I think, 5 in a row after that. Wind up winning the division, crushing the Patriots in the playoffs. So we've been down this road before, guys. 2022, same thing. I remember we lost a couple games and to the Jets and the Vikings. And the media was writing us off then as well. And it was the Jets. It was the Dolphins, right? And the Buffalo Bills, once again, proved that they are the best team in the East and have the best quarterback in the AFC East as well. And we went 13-3, and the second place team that year was the Dolphins at 9 wins. But once again, it's like, you guys should know we've been down this road before with media, with people, with doubters, right? So I'm not too concerned, man, but this was definitely a good bounce back week 2. What we learned is this is the same old team, same players that are going to rally around each other and get the job done. All right, next up. Can play a clean game. Yep. Bills quarterback Josh Allen was a disaster in week 1. It was a brutal effort from him where he turned the ball over 4 times, almost 5, by the way. Allen was clean on turnovers against the Raiders. That en route to a game where he was 31 for 37 passing for 274 yards with 3 touchdown passes. That's the Josh Allen we want to see, right? But I will say this. Ken Dorsey called a beautiful game for this offense and especially for Josh Allen. He didn't ask too much for him. There was no really designed runs except for those 4th and 1 short quarterback sneaks, which I don't really consider that a design run. When I say a designed run for a quarterback, we're talking, a 2nd and 7 play, and they're trying to get, big chunk, quarterback sweep or something, quarterback draw. So yeah, I thought Ken Dorsey called a very safe but effective game plan for Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, he made the right decisions. He didn't push the ball downfield like he did week 1, but yet he didn't need to. He took what the defense gave him, and that was a smart thing to do, especially in that game. Got the ball out quick. He trusted his running backs, and so did Ken Dorsey. He called a lot of running plays for all 3 running backs, and it just got Josh Allen into more of a groove. Play action opened up better, and that's what we want to see. Now, will every game be like that? No, not every game is going to be a safe called game plan. There's going to be times where we need Josh Allen to be, taking chances. And that's okay, especially when there's games like that you need him to be like that, when they're tight games, right? It's 4th and long. You need something crazy from Josh Allen. It's a back and forth game. It's a 4th and 1. We need him to hurdle a player for that extra yard. Fine. Like Josh needs to know when to do that stuff when it's the right time. That was Josh Allen's fault in week 1. He could have took what the defense was giving him because there was players open in week 1. He just chose to force the ball downfield at times, and it cost him at the end. And I'm hoping that he's learning that he should do that when it really does, when we need him to. Listen, you got to live to play another down, right? And sometimes he doesn't understand that. So this is a good bounce back for him for sure. And I hope it gets him to understand more to take what the defense is giving him. All right, next up, these linebackers could work. Both of the Bills starting linebackers recorded interceptions against the Las Vegas Raiders. Quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. Bernard swung the momentum Buffalo's way with his first career pick. Then Matt Milano had an impressive one, which created the term Milanoed. We will all learn to forget the name Tremaine Edmonds after more games like that. Y'all know how I feel about Terrell Bernard. I just need to see more of him, but I still think he's an undersized middle linebacker. I still don't think he's the answer at middle linebacker. However, he played a very good game. He was live around the football. He made the interception. He made, he did his tackling was spot on. He was sometimes a little bit out of place at times, but other than that, he did a really good job. Matt Milano, very obviously, you guys know how I feel about him, underrated like hell. And he's just being a ball hawk lately, and I love it. And also, he's just, boy, he's devastating with his hits, huh? It's no joke. If you're a running back, quarterback, boy, oh boy, or even receiver, and he's going after you, you better get ready, because I'm telling you right now, you're gonna feel it. But back on Bernard, let's see how this plays out throughout this season, because I still think they're going to call up Kirksey at some point, because I don't think they trust Dotson enough if Bernard goes down. But I really hope, for Bernard's sake, that he continues what he did in week 2 on to week 3, week 4, week 5, because then he'll keep his job. No problem. I like what I saw. But if he digresses, then of course I think you will see Kirksey at some point go in as middle linebacker. But I really believe that depending on his year, I just don't see him being our future middle linebacker. Now, I could be wrong. He could get better as the season goes, and actually in the offseason maybe gain a little bit more weight, get a little bit more bigger muscle wise. But we'll see. We'll see. But right now, I was happy with that performance, no doubt about it. And it's good to see that he's stepping up, because Dotson wasn't going to step up, guys. He just wasn't. All right. Next up, the run defense can stop him. Yeah, it can. Our first 3 things we learned were just skimming over a few bigger topics. Not only does the linebacker duo of Milano and Bernard deserve praise for their takeaways, how about the overall defense effort against the run? In front of that duo, the defensive line had a great effort. Ed Oliver set the tone right away early on with a tackle for loss. Fellow defensive linemen Gregory Rousseau and Daquan Jones added 2 more. Overall, Raiders running back Josh Jacobs only mustered up minus 2 yards. So negative, guys. Per ESPN stats and info, it's the first time since the NFL AFL merger that the reigning NFL rushing champion finished a game with negative rushing yards. Wild, huh? So the Buffalo Bills, this team that everybody's writing off, terrible defense, can't stop the run. First time they held in the NFL, first time a team has held a leading rusher the year before to negative yards. So what does that tell you? It tells you this defense is pretty damn good. And I think the critics are starting to eat a little crow this week when it comes to the Buffalo Bills defense and the Buffalo Bills as a whole. But this Buffalo Bills defense is very good. And mind you, there is no Von Miller right now. When Von Miller gets back, this defense is going to be lights out, in my opinion. Right now, we're just riding the wave, right? And so Von Miller gets back. Players need to step up. The only player right now that I feel like needs to play a little bit better, I know needs to play better, is AJ Epinesa. He needs to step up. Given an opportunity, he's on a contract year. I don't think the Bills are going to re-sign him, but for him, he needs to show out, because someone's going to sign him. And the better he looks this season, the better his contract's going to be, right? So hopefully, he steps up a little bit better. He did make some plays against the Raiders. He had that swatted pass on 3rd down, which led to a punt, which was really good. But I need to see a little bit more. I mean, this is now his, I believe, 5th season with us, 4th or 5th season. And it's just, he took a step forward last year, it wasn't a gigantic step forward. It wasn't like a Gregory Rousseau from 4 to 8 sacks. It was a step forward, but it was nothing to wow about. But it was good. It was good to see. But this year so far, I really haven't seen anything um, that is that's impressed me from AJ Epinesa. So it's a long season. He still can get right, but we really need Von Miller back because once Von gets back, then you got Gregory Floyd. I'm just Gregory Floyd, Leonard Floyd. Think about Gregory Rousseau, and then you got Leonard Floyd, Gregory Rousseau, who all could be on the field at the same time on different kind of plays that McDermott dials up, which really cause havoc on offensive linemen that we're going against. So I'm excited to see that, and it's also going to help out guys like Ed Oliver get to the quarterback as well. So Von Miller does a lot of little things that go unnoticed, I think, and we really are missing him. So I'm excited for him to come back. I'm guessing week 6, but you never know. They could squeeze him in week 5 on limited action, though I don't think that's going to happen. But according to Von Miller, he could have went week 1, but he just wasn't up to football shape, and that probably means just rust. He probably just wanting to get a little bit more practice in before he gets going. So that's why I don't think you'll see him week 5. I think he'll be back with the team, working out, getting ready, practicing with the team. But I don't think he'll go week 5. I think week 6 you'll see him in limited action, but you will see him week 6. But we'll see. You never know. You never know how that goes because the Jaguars are a tough team. They're a tough team, and maybe we won't. Maybe he'll be ready by then, and the coach staff will go ahead and put him in limited action. All right, next up, the help is there. Secondly, along with Allen performing better, so did just about everyone else on the offense. Touchdowns were found all over the place as 5 different players scored for the Bills. Damian Harris and Latavius Murray on the ground, and Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir, and Dawson Knox in the air. In addition, running back James Cook had 124 rushing yards. It was his first time over the century mark in his career. That wouldn't have been possible without a stellar game from the offensive line either. And that is the end of that article. And I agree. Listen, everybody contributed in that Raiders game. Everybody. I thought the offensive line played very, very good. And I told you guys a million times that offensive line works like a chain. If one link is broken, it's not going to work right. The wheels aren't going to be going. And I felt like everybody did their job, including Spencer Brown, who, yes, I'm going to hear it again. I heard it a million times, got help. Who cares? Right? You're just going against Max Crosby, a top 5 edge rusher, right? He's up there. And of course, he's going to get help. Every tackle who's not the best in the league is going to get a little help from time to time. And we all know Spencer Brown isn't an elite tackle. He's not an elite tackle. I feel like he's average right now. He could get better. And I felt like week 2, I did see one-on-one matchups as well versus Crosby, and he held his own. So it's just a good sign to see from Spencer Brown because we need him to play better. We need him to play better because that's how that works with the offensive line. It starts on those sides, those tackles, guards, center, like they all work together. One's off, they're all off. And it was good to see. And Deion Dawkins played a great game. McGovern, Mitch Morse, Osiris Torrance. I can't say more about this dude. That dude is a beast. We got super lucky drafting him because I felt like he was a first-round talent all day long. And a lot of teams are kicking themselves for not drafting Osiris Torrance. And then Spencer Brown, they all did their job. And then the running backs, I said it in week 1. Why the hell did Damian Harris only get 1 carry? Why the hell did Latavius Murray only get 2? Like, you got to mix those guys in to soften up the defense. Those guys are bruisers, especially Latavius Murray, 6'3", 200-something pounds. Like, that dude will bounce right into that defender and make him pay. Like, you're going to tackle me, you're going to feel it too. And I love that about having him. Like, James Cook is not that type of back. He's not going to make any defender pay for trying to make a tackle on James Cook. But as you saw in that game against the Raiders, Cook started off a little slow. Murray came in. Murray kind of like just hit that hole, made defenders pay, softened up that defense a little bit. Then James Cook came back in, and it was a little easier, right? And then James Cook kind of, started seeing holes better. Defense was starting to chip away for the Raiders. And that's when you saw James Cook getting better and better and better as the game went on, because that defensive line for the Raiders were starting to soften up. So I hope that Ken Dorsey saw that could be used, saw how that running back system can be used, and it works, and it can be used good, like with effective, right? So I really hope that Ken Dorsey, like I said, moving forward, goes with that same routine with, okay, let's get Murray in there a little bit early. Let's soften their defense up. Let's get Harris in there. And then we'll sprinkle in Cook early on, but then we'll really get Cook going on towards that, like late in the first quarter, second quarter, and we'll get him some more carries, and let Cook take over from there. That's how I want to see it moving forward, because you could do a lot with those 3 running backs. So, what else did I learn from this game? I learned that Ken Dorsey can be a good offensive coordinator, and I still think he is. I thought he was last year. I thought he did struggle towards the end of the season. In-game adjustments weren't there. I felt like he did good in-game adjustments this week against the Raiders. I also thought that, a lot of people are knocking him because, he's like Dable in a way. He doesn't run the ball well. He proved that he can call a game where he gets the running backs involved. And he's not always, throwing Josh Allen out there for every single play, like meaning Josh Allen run it, Josh Allen pass it, Josh Allen do this, do that. Like, he used Josh Allen the correct way in that game, where it's, hey, we don't need you to do everything on offense. We just need you to make the right play right now, right? That's what we need from you, Josh Allen. And I love that about him, because trust me, Ken Dorsey and Josh Allen are very much alike. They want to take chances. They want to throw the ball downfield. They don't want to play safe ball at all. And I just feel like that week 2, they were on the same page, as far as, hey, let's play a little safe ball this week. Let's get us back on track, and get your, confidence back a little bit there. And I'm not saying Josh lost his confidence, but he knows that he needed a bounce back game like that to feel a little bit better. I mean, we all do. We're all human, right? You may have a bad week the week before, and you make up for it, and you feel a little bit better moving forward, right, about yourself. So I think all the players, coaching staff included, felt better after that win. And like I said, that we know what this team's about, guys, and I believe they do. So it's a long season, 17 games, 18 weeks. Guys, don't get, too caught up in early games. It's down the stretch that matters. And us as Bills Mafia, if you've been watching the Buffalo Bills as long as I have, you should know how this team goes, especially this current team. So, Bills Mafia, I love you. And if you want to comment below, if anything that you've learned in this game, go ahead. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here.
Peace.